to do the Google sign-in sheet, but it's okay. We're here. All right then. Hello everyone. Welcome to my transfer admission webinar. I know this will help for those who are planning on transferring while getting their AA transfer from their four-year campus, such as any CSU schools or UCs whatsoever. This is the place for you to learn more about the tips and tricks and the process of it. So about me, my name is Fernando Gutierrez. My major is history with a minor in Chicano study. My college is now UCLA, in the position in Circle K is Metro, and I've been in the Kiwanis organization for right now. This year will be my fourth year. So I joined the organization during my first year of community college. So yeah. Then icebreaker. Okay, so right now for our icebreaker, we're gonna I'm gonna pair you up with partners. You guys gonna find two or three school that one you want to transfer, two explain whether it is close by or far away, and three. So now I'll be doing I'll be explaining talking about more of the transfer major preparation. I'm pretty sure for those, especially Matt, would know this as well. So for instance, for those who are planning on transferring, you just use this lovely website, which is bizassist.org. Using this website, as I could show you a brief demonstration of it. So for instance, this is a great way for those who are planning on transferring from a community college or even especially from a four-year college as well. So for instance, I went to Pierce College. That was my community college. Let's say Northridge, because I was planning on going Northridge. And so with that, you just search it up based on your major. Let's say history, because that is my major. You just view the requirements, and with that, it will show you all the requirements that you need to take for lower division, especially some extra stuff. Taking those courses, it is really mandatory to take it, because since you are transferring during your third year of college, with that, you're gonna now take upper division course for your BA or BS. So with that, let's say you have to take one either or, and it depends on based on your major as well. So these will be the requirements or so. So I unfortunately took all of it because even though it says or, I took all of it because I just want to be safe. And also I took an extra year of community college because to be honest with community college, it's a great way to think of what you're gonna do once transferring to your dream school. So with that, so for instance, also another thing as well, let's say you're looking for UCLA or UC San Diego, for instance, those schools, well, any of the other school also as well, they do provide transfer major preparation as well too, because assist will not show everything that we list on it. So there's certain school that will ask for a specific course that you need to take, for instance. And also with that website as well, it also tells you what are the number of prepared coursework completed, the grades earned. Also, it keeps track with your GPA as well. Right, using those two website helps a lot, especially for those who are transferring, because you can say, "Oh, I want to take chemistry, but what class am I supposed to take for chemistry to transfer with an AA?" That's where assist comes in handy, because using that will help you a lot for assist and transfer major preparation. Okay. So with that, after that, also clearing a roadmap also helps you prepare and be able to apply well efficiently for your CSU and UC campus as well. If there isn't really a pathway for your desired major or the campus that doesn't have your major for any other reason, just check out assist or you could contact their counselor. It doesn't hurt to try contacting them as well too. And also creating these pathway. Let's say you want to take a minor of it, you could check it out as well too. Because I mean, even with the 4-year course, you could get a minor as well too, not just only a major. You could double major, however you like it as well too. So usually with do these two systems we have, CSU and UC, they're both different systems. So it depends on which school you're planning on transferring, whether CSU or UC as well. Yeah. So for instance, if you're planning on trying to go to a CSU campus, for instance, Northridge, Fullerton, for CSU, they just need a 60 CSU transferable credits with a minimum of 2.0. And while for UCs, you need at least 60 UC transferable credits with a GPA of 2.4 or higher. That may vary depending on which school you're trying to go. For instance, chances are, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to have more than 2.0, GPA 3.0. So just try your best to keep efficient and proficient with your classes and course and all that. Also, with that, you're maybe wondering, how can I check on that? How many classes, this and that? So with that, that's with your little buddy, another buddy called IGETSI. So with IGETSI, let me bring that up. IGETSI, it's a great way to check out what classes you need to take for your general ed. Because not only you're taking your lower division course, you're also taking general education course as well. Many will say it's a waste of time, but in reality, it kind of helps you in a sense. Because, for instance, you have to take English 101, either or English 102, English 103, communication study. So with IGETSI, it keeps in track with it. Also, for instance, depending on your school, well, my community college, they had IGETSI, so it keeps track of what you're planning on taking as well. It may vary depending on which school you're taking. So for CSUs, UCs, it tells you the notes right here. So for CSU, for the English communication portion, 3 courses required, UC 2. So it depends on which campus you're trying to go to. And while for CSU, another big thing, it is required to take a political science course, history, or Chicano course as well for CSUs. So yeah, so that's a great thing for IGETSI. So it keeps track of your general ed course. So you have to take both general ed and lower division course for your transfer. And so yeah, so for instance, you could check out what your using the UC admission website. You could check out what are the transfer pathways and whatnot. You get to see what courses you want to take, and also the CSU minimum requirement that are listed right here on the right side. It shows you that you have to take oral communication, English, composition, critical thinking, CSU transferable math. So for me, I had to take math 227. It was stats. I passed it. And my professor told me a story based on my. So yeah. So for CSU, it is highly recommended to make sure you do your lower division requirements, especially UCs. That's the way you could use assist.org. That's right. So yeah. So for your education plan components, general education, I get C. You should start applying with the intention of transferring. Major prep, I get C as well. Assist always comes in clutch. Number 3, taking your lower division. Depending on your major, you should start taking your lower division for your course, because with that way, you don't have to worry about the hard part. Because for me, when I took my lower division course, I thought it was hard. The history, it was a lot of writing and reading for mine, depending on the professor too. So yeah. And also keep in touch with your counselor, and also like with your campus, depending on which community college you're attending to or campus, check your course catalog as well. That way it keeps in touch of what are the prerequisite, what are the requisite of what class you need to take in order to take that class, in a sense for it. Because for instance, I had to take Spanish. I took Spanish 1 and I checked Spanish 3. I had to take 2 as well. So yeah. So that's one of them. Tips and tricks. Communication. Always talk to your counselor and professor. They will help a lot, especially for your professor as well. Tap, make UCs and CSU should have the transfer admission planner. So it's a great website handy to keep track of your course and seeing where you're at when it comes to your GPA and the requirements as well. Start applying for scholarship, EOP. Are you worried about that? Try apply for that money, you know? That scholarship won't hurt if you apply for it. Like I'm pretty sure our organization provides scholarship as well too. So it doesn't hurt to apply for it. Also, EOP, if you're depending on where you're coming from, EOP helps a lot as well. It's an equal opportunity program where they can provide you free textbooks, some discount, free goodies, you know? So it's a great way to learn more about it. Go to your transfer office. I'm pretty sure each colleges have a transfer center. So it doesn't hurt to visit because it's a great way to learn like, hey, this school is gonna have a tour, this and that. There's a program. They're gonna have a guest writer, or they're gonna have a session where you're gonna check your personal statement. As for UCs, you gotta start writing your personal statement because that is another requirement for UCs. While CSU, they do not require for that, but it is a great way to start doing it. I'm pretty sure many of you guys are done with it or still in the process of answering it. It may sound a lot with the personal statement. A lot of people were scared. I was scared, for instance, as well, but it doesn't, right? Doesn't really once you get the hang of it, of those personal statements. I'm pretty sure for UCs, I think they provide 8. I'm not too sure. I think you have to like fill out like 4. I'm not too sure, like half, if I recall correctly for it. Then clubs, activities. You guys are already in one. Circle K, that's a club. But it doesn't hurt to try out another clubs as well. Because it's a great way to keep on to put in your personal statement. Because counselor will ask, what have you done with your community? What have you done during your 2 years or 3, for instance, in community college? And what's whatever, you know? So it's a great way. Deadline. So for CSUs, if you're planning on taking for fall 2023, the deadline is November 30th. And for UCs, if you're planning on taking fall, November 30th as well. As for instance, UC Berkeley Merced, they are a semester system. So it may vary. So I'm not too sure if Berkeley and Merced still have that November 30th for it. So yeah. But yeah, so it doesn't hurt to try out. CSUs are pretty easy. You just basically just put in your transcript over to the application. So with that, it's not that hard for CSU. You could get that like less than an hour. I kid you not. That thing is easy cakewalk. Just have options just in case. So for you, that way you can focus on more on UCs because they will ask you personal statement, this and that. Are you worried about school? Are you thinking that it's going to be expensive? Well, say less. Tips. EOP, Educational Opportunity Program. It's a great way to help you. So I can search it up. EOP. So for instance, CSUN, they offer EOP as well. It's a great way. It doesn't hurt to try out for it. Most likely for EOP, they will make you attend to a mandatory Zoom meeting or meeting in person, but it's totally worth it once you get approved with it because it's a great way to get that resource. You know, Cal Fresh, some free food for lunches, whatever and all that. Most likely they will ask a requirement like a GPA and whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure that requirement is not really much for it. Most likely it can be like, oh, your GPA, yada yada yada, please attend the mandatory meeting. It's nothing too much hard for it. So it's pretty easy to join the EOP. If your school doesn't have it that you're planning on transfer, I say just look around, just check on their website for it. Because it helps a lot. Cal Grant. Cal Grant is it's a government-based program as well, where it helps those who are struggling with it. It helps more on the low-income students as well, but it also doesn't hurt to try to apply for it, because based on how much your family earn overall, it doesn't hurt to try. It helps them. it gives you some extra money for FAFSA as well. Because let's say FAFSA won't cover everything, because FAFSA won't cover everything, to be honest. Matter of fact, depending which school you're attending to. So Cal Grant or any other government-based program will help a lot. Scholarship applies a lot of scholarship. It will help. Circle K will does have scholarship as well, so it will help a lot. Like, man, like many will say like, oh, it's gonna ask you like write a lot of essays. Like even scholarship will just ask you for the minimum. Be like, oh, are you in this major? Okay, there you go. It doesn't hurt to check out scholarship. Like scholarships are easy to apply for. So yeah, so EOP do help a lot. Financial resources, academic guidance, social and personal support, advocacy, and leadership of development. So if you're planning on going on CSUs for EOP, before attending to their Zoom meeting and whatnot, they will ask you a letter recommendation from two professors. So for CSUs, depending who you've been talking to your professor, that's where communication comes in. Talking to your professor. I was able to ask my club um, faculty advisor for peers. She was able to write it for me. And I also talked to my Mexican American history professor, even though I just met him for one semester. But we still had a great bond for it. So unfortunately, I didn't look at it, but I was approved, but I didn't go to CSU, went to UC. So, oopsie. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to try. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure based on the campus you're applying, they will have an EOP or any some sort of help of financial issue. All right, let's say you're done with your campus. Great. Now that you finished your transfer application, now what? Just focus on your classes, Like once you're done with it, because most likely once you have everything, you just have to focus on getting your AA transfer for your courses and whatnot. So with that, you talk to your counselor as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So with that, they'll tell you, oh, you are ready to go. You're ready to transfer. Now you get to walk on stage for your community college. That way, it'll be plain and simple. Also, when you apply with UCs or CSU, they will ask you another transfer. That way, just to make sure that you did pass your courses. It does take a while for them to transfer your transcript towards the new school, but I say just get it ready, get out of the way, just so you could be ready. Yeah, so these are the transfer preparation timeline. Submit your CSU, UC application by November 30th. Depends on your campus as well. Apply for FAFSA option as well. FAFSA is already open. Go apply for it. Because FAFSA, when you're transferred for FAFSA, they do give you 10 options of schools. So depending on which school you're going to, I suggest pick at least 10 that you're planning on going. Even though some of the, most 90% of it, you're not going to go to it. But that one school, you already put it on your FAFSA already. So it depends on which school you're going, just in case, That's a great way about FAFSA when you're transferring. Because you don't know which school you're going to. You don't know which school is going to accept you. I don't know. That's why they give you a 10 option choice. So that way you don't get accepted to the other 9, but that one you do, they will send money to that school that you're going to. All right. So after that, yada, 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 you're in spring semester, decision time, the big one. It is very thrilling. It's very hard to open that letter, but that opening that letter will make a difference as well too. And once with that, graduation, you already have your AA transfer. You finally 50% graduated college, but now you have to go to that other 50% of it. But yeah, other than that, um, I'm gonna give you my personal experience for transferring. It wasn't that plain and simple, to be honest. I was supposed to transfer last year, but I took a year extra to think of what am I gonna do in life. So that is when history came in to mind. I even took all the lower division course like in two semesters. No, technically three: fall, winter, and spring. So it was like the last semester because they told me, Fern, you already over exceed your units. Stop. You need to leave. So that's another thing with community college. They will tell you that if you're over exceeding your units, 108 is the max for community college. If you are taking max over it, they will not let you attend classes. If so, you're gonna have to send them a letter of why you need to take those courses and whatnot. But for me, I was this close of well, I over exceeded, but luckily they let me take the classes, so I didn't have to write a letter for it. Then for submitting my documents, I was typing my essay, everything. Had to write everything back again because my dog unplugged everything. So all my progress wasn't saved. So I had to retype all my personal statement questions. Yeah. But other than that, I was scared because I didn't expect I was gonna go to college for 4 years. CSU was easy. They are pretty easy, but a college to college, like you're getting a degree, you're getting a degree. So CSUs are pretty simple when it comes to it. I was supposed to go to CSUN because that was my one school. I literally lived 5 minutes away from it, but in the end, um, I I was planning on UC. I was like, maybe UCLA will be my option. If it doesn't hurt to try it. So I did. I actually got waitlisted. I told myself, okay, do I want to wait for it? And I told myself, know what? It doesn't hurt to wait. Late sooner, it was for my walking on stage ceremony on at Pierce. So with that, I am now a Bruins. So it doesn't hurt to do everything that you're planning on doing. Doesn't hurt to apply. It doesn't hurt to ask for any guidance or personal statement, you know. Um Also it doesn't really hurt a lot. Usually, depending on your school, they will ask you more questions. They're gonna ask you a lot of stuff. So it's best to do all the stuff they're asking you to do because it will help. But other than that, um, all of this guidance do help a lot. EOP, your professors, and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much my personal experience for transferring. Let me see if I have another one. Ah, okay. Other than that, I mean, not yet. Other than that, if you do get waitlisted, it doesn't mean like, oh, it's over, this and that. If they give you a second option, go for that second option. It doesn't hurt to apply as well. Because I actually applied CSUN right away, knowing that I didn't know I was gonna get accepted at UCLA. But the moment I did, I sent an email to CSUN. I'm like, hey, I'm leaving your school. They're like, okay, bye. They're like, so with that, it was pretty simple. It doesn't hurt to have backups. It won't hurt if you don't get accepted to your dream school and all. College is college, you're getting that degree, you're pursuing your career as well too. But if you want to go to that school, go for it. Because in the end, people just will look more on your experience and what you took for your major as well too. Because for me, I could have taken pre-law as well because history is part of it. But I said, nah, I'm trying to teach. So I'm trying to become a teacher for history. So yeah. Other than that, yeah. So yeah. So apply for FAFSA, decision, submit your application, AA transfer. But other than that, that's pretty much it for what I have for right now. So I will probably do a part two for this. So be on the lookout. Yeah, because I will hopefully get some people who did transfer and give their experience. So yeah, a webinar if Austin permits to let me have it. So yeah. So if you guys have any question or concern, feel free. Austin.
Oh yeah, I have a question. Oh, and yeah, you're always more than welcome to attend, sorry, to host more webinars you want, Fernando. Yeah, well, this is actually like a very niche question for community college Circle K students. Like, how has been your experience transferring from a community college Circle K to a four-year institution Circle K? Like, how has that been like?
So for my experience for that, it's a huge change for it. Because luckily I knew some people from UCLA because I was the president for peers. So for that, I knew some people. I was nervous because it was huge. Because community college, they are smaller amount of people, while for 4 year, it's a huge drastic change. And while for community college, not trying to like um point out or whatsoever, you don't really see much events as you usually see with community college, since many are focused on transferring. If I'm trying to not trying to like point out like anything mean or whatsoever, but like many of us were are focusing mainly on transferring for that 4 year. And while for 4 year institute, they already have everything set out. They got which events they're doing, yada yada yada. Like they have everything organized. Like I kid you not. But with that, community college, Circle K helps you a lot as a person as well. Because to be honest, I was planning on joining film club during my community college, but they never sent me an email. But Circle K did. So I was like, why not? Let me go to Circle K. And with that, I was able to meet lifelong friends as well and meet the faculty advisor as well and get to learn more about it. Because to be honest, if it weren't for Circle K, I honestly don't know where I would have been. Like, I kid you not, I don't know myself where I would have been without this club. But yeah, other than that, it's a huge change from small to big. I can't. I don't know if there's any other questions, comments, or concern in the chat because I can't read it. But any other questions or concerns? Yeah.
Got a question. My question is regarding scholarships. You're talking about scholarships. Where do you apply for those besides like of course Circle K and
So for scholarship, I just type scholarship to be honest. Like, I kid you not, like scholarship, even scholarship.com as well. Or student name gov too. Like many will say like, oh, it's sketchy, this and that, but like it doesn't hurt to try.
yeah.
Also with this, student aid gov and FinAid, those are nerd too as well. So with
Okay.
that, yeah, because student loan debt. So for those, especially those who are gonna watch this video later on, Biden has announced his student loan debt. So if you are in debt, specifically, especially for community college or for your institute, apply those now because they will help a lot. I don't know how long that program will be, but other than that, it will help a lot. And also FinAid, that's another thing as well. Also, you could ask your community college as well. They do offer scholarship too. So also if you're in like another club besides Circle K, I'm pretty sure they do have clubs as well. If you're in the honor society, uh whatever which program you're in, um it doesn't hurt to check out for it. Also your transfer center, they also will have like post or more info on scholarship as well. Yeah. Um, any other questions or concerns for it?
EOP you applied during the college app, right?
For
Okay.
yes, so for EOP, CSU has an option for it. So it will ask you if you want to apply for EOP. It doesn't hurt. It won't charge you anything. So it doesn't hurt to try for EOP. While for UC, it depends on which school you're going to. You just have to dig deep, a little bit more deeper than that into it. So you're gonna have to go to their website and see if they do have it or not. chances are they're probably gonna be like asking requirements, this and that, high 3.0, this and that. Both EOP for CSU and UC do have requirements for it, but I'm pretty sure those requirements are easy path to get approved for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, also like checking out your transfer center as well. They could help you out with that too, because that is their job, you know, to help you transfer to a 4-year institute. So it doesn't hurt to ask. Any other questions or concerns?
I guess this is a question outside of transferring. But you said you're in Chicano and Chicana studies. How's
Yes.
it like being like I guess having that like cultural study as like a minor or something? Because I was thinking of going also into like Asian American studies.
Okay. Well, for me, I took a Chicano class in Pierce. I only took one, but it got me more into it as well because I was able to learn not my background, but my family background and how it was for me since I am Mexican American. The Chicano movement made an impact, especially for LA. And with that, it is something that people can study on as well too. And they have buildings as well based on Chicano as well. Like having a minor, like learning about your family background as well, kind of helps you a lot. Learning of where you're coming from, what they've done, on what it leads to now as well. Because for UCs, depending if you want to take orientation or not, they will make you take two courses, upper division of course, that's based on your major and one elective. I was like, you know what? Let me take a Chicana study elective. And that way I talked to my mentor about it. And they're like, yeah, if you pass that course, you could straight up go to the counselor and say you want to admit yourself with a Chicano study minor. Because for UCs, depending on which major you are, you'll most likely be pre. So for right now, I am pre-history. Once I pass my 2 history course, I have to go to my counselor, because each counselor for 4 years, you don't have to go to your general, you have to go to based on where your major is. So if you're medical, you have to go to that medical counselor. If you're English, you have to go to that English counselor. That way you're gonna submit yourself that, hey, I want to take this major. That's my major. So that way you're admitted to that major. Also, going to those department, each department has a counselor. It helps a lot. It gives you like a straight narrow way of what courses to take in order to get your bachelor. So yeah, I recommend doing that. I recommend emailing, but chances are you're gonna have to send that transfer later on once you finish. So once you receive a message that, hey, you feel it received it, I say wait a day or two, then email your department counselor. That way they can help you out your major pathway. But yeah, other than that, um, with Chicano, it really cultivate. Because right now I'm taking Day of the Dead. I get to learn more about it. We're doing a 2-day event in Venice, which is mandatory. And we're doing Day of the Dead stuff, actual ritual, like actual celebration for it. So it's a great way to learn more about it. And also it's a great way to take a minor. Because not only you could take major, you could also take minors as well. So yeah, that's what I have for that question. I don't know if there's any other questions or concerns. I can't really look at the chat right now, but
Oh yeah, there's nothing in the chat, but
okay.
well, it's a small audience today, so I think that's all the questions that we have. I'll end the recording.